Happy Wednesday, guys, and thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Dear Chiquis. This is a place where I can hear directly from my listeners and fans and respond with my thoughts and opinions. I just want to note that if you are suffering an issue or hardship that requires immediate attention, please seek professional help. And without further ado, let's hit that play button and hear from Ana.
Hello, Chiquis. A big hug from Denver, Colorado. I've been following you for a very long time now. Very proud of you. I have a question, or more like an issue. So I am very insecure, especially when it comes to like my boyfriend's family. I always feel like if I go to a family event that I'm going to be judged and he's going to look at me different because his family doesn't approve of me. I've had this issue for like the longest time, and it's something that just drives me crazy. Like if he invites me to a party, I just constantly start to self-doubt myself and talk down on myself and say, oh, you're not pretty enough, and what are you going to wear, and then what if you don't look good, and I'm very self-conscious. So I wanted to see if you have any advice or tips on how I can move past that and not care.
Oh, Ana, thank you. Likewise, God bless you. Thank you for your question. I get it. I totally get it. Family, friends, you always want them to like you, you know? And if they don't like you, girl, they're missing out because he's with you. Like you said right now, he's obviously with you, hasn't cared what his family thinks, if they accept you or not. He loves you. He thinks you're pretty. And I know it's a lot easier said than done, but I think it's just constantly telling yourself like, he loves me. He's obviously with me for good reasons. And just knowing who you are in your heart and what you have to offer, it's kind of like, well, if they don't want to get to know me and give me the opportunity to get to know who I am in my heart and my mind, my thoughts, pues allá ellos. Like I said, it's their loss. I think you're overthinking, girl. First of all, I think you're overthinking. I think you just got to be like, look, I got it going on. He loves me. I'm going to wear whatever it is that's going to make me feel comfortable, not to try to impress them. Whatever I feel comfortable wearing. Smile, be nice, kill them with kindness. Be nice. Even if they're not nice to you, no les pagues con la misma moneda. You know what I mean? Like, be nice, be kind, smile, and don't fake it. I always, like, when people try to be mean to me, I'm like, okay, that's fine. You want to be mean? Okay, I'm just going to smile. Or when they flip me off on the freeway, girl, I blow them a kiss. Well, maybe because I'm probably cutting them off or something on accident, but whatever. You just got to blow people kisses sometimes to be like, you know what? I know what I have to offer in this world, and it is what it is. I know it's a little harder because it's his family. But mama, if he's with you and he's been with you for this long and you have been dealing with it, he obviously doesn't care. So quite frankly, why should you? Just saying. Sending you a hug, mamacita. You got this. And just know your worth. First and foremost. Tú date tu lugar primero. Okay? Thank you for your question. Te mando un besote. All right, guys. So our second submission comes from Elena. Let's hear it.
Hi, Chiquis. How are you? A question I have for you is, what advice would you give a young Latina woman that wants to start opening her business but doesn't know and it's not sure about how to start or where to start with, that it's scared to start a business, thinking that people won't support it? Is there a way you can please give me an advice for that? How to start opening a business and how to handle a budget for that and everything? I would really appreciate it.
Hi, Elena. Okay, this is a great question. Mira, what I do personally, I like following, first of all, on Instagram, a lot of positive motivational pages or business owners, you know, like have small businesses. All that just kind of gives you the inspiration and gives you different ideas and helps spark your own creativity. You know what I mean? As far as budgeting, I think what's important is having a little savings account, or I don't know, debajo del colchón, como quieras, where you're saving money for your business. Okay. Once you have a certain amount of money, I don't know, $5,000, $10,000 maybe that you've saved up, where you're like, okay, this money is going to be for my business. No lo voy a tocar. That's what I'm going to invest. First of all, it'd be really great if I knew kind of like what you were thinking. But thank God now we have social media, which helps us with these small businesses. And it's amazing. You know, using a bunch of hashtags are really important, especially for whatever it is that you're trying to sell, so that you can get other eyes. TikTok obviously is muy grande en eso. So dependiendo del negocio que quieras empezar, yo te diría que no te importe. You can't think about whether people are going to like it or not. Like, you have to love what you're doing first and foremost. Like, you have to say, okay, I'm passionate about this. And it's not just nomás por abrir una tienda. Es decir, tengo una misión detrás de esta tienda. You know what I mean? Like, I have a mission. I have a reason. I want to touch people's hearts. I don't know. There always has to be something positive behind what you do, because that's how you become just even more passionate. Y le echas un chingo de ganas cuando realmente sale y nace del corazón, you know? Así que eso es lo que te aconsejo, you know? That's my advice for you. Hopefully you speak Spanish. I'm talking a bunch of Spanish, but anyways, I think that more than anything, it's that. And just be patient. It's always difficult the first and the second year, very, very difficult. Don't lose faith. And just keep going, and don't even think about if I'm going to fail. Don't think about that. Don't be afraid of it. You just have to be positive. Keep being positive. I know it sounds a little cliche, but you got to be positive. You have to. If not your own thoughts, you're going to stop yourself. Okay? Because lo que pensamos se hace una realidad. Así que piensa cosas buenas, ¿va? Think good things, Elena. Sending you a big, big hug. Thank you for your question. Okay, last but not least, a question from Esmeralda.
I was with my ex for 10 years and he broke up with me. I'm from LA and he's from New Jersey, and I moved all the way to New Jersey to be with him because we had the long distance relationship. He asked me to marry him 3 years later, and then we just never got married. We didn't get to the altar. We were engaged for like 5 years, but it's been really hard. He broke up with me 2 years ago, and I still find myself missing him, and just sometimes I get really depressed. So what is one thing or a few things that you would say have helped you or can help me get on with my life and move on?
Well, Esmeralda, I totally get it. I understand. I once heard, and I don't know how true this is, but they said that it takes half the time that you were with the person to completely forget about them. So it's okay. I mean, you were with this person for 10 years. You moved all the way to New Jersey, girl. You guys were engaged. So the fact that you still think about him 2 years later is normal. I don't think you should beat yourself up about it. Just be patient with the healing process because it takes time. I always say this, but I'm telling you, prayer helps me through everything. So just knowing that I'm in God's hands and that if that relationship didn't work, it's for a reason. And that I had to learn a few things about myself, about what I do want and don't want in a relationship. And just knowing that every person that comes into our life is a teacher. And thank God for them. And thank God for those lessons. And just try to open your heart to saying, okay, eventually, because maybe right now is not the time yet, but eventually saying, okay, I'm ready to move on. And it'll happen when you least expect it. Don't look for it. It's just open your heart of saying, I'm ready. I want to be loved the way I deserve. And I want to be valued the way that I deserve. And you just open it up, open your heart, not open up the other thing, you know, if you want, but I'm just saying, but open up your heart. I just wanted to clarify that. And te va a venir. It's going to come on its own. But be patient, mama. Be patient with yourself because it does take time. But God is good and he will guide you through this. So get yourself a motivational book. That also helps. Like I have one that's called Confident Woman by Joyce Meyer. And you read one every day. And it's just all about confidence and being confident and feeling confident and all that stuff helps. So that's just a little suggestion. Thank you so much for your question, Esmeralda. I hope I helped. Te mando un abrazo. You got this. You got this, girl. You got this. I feel you. I feel you. Well, that's all the time we have today, you guys. Thanks to Ana, Elena, and Esmeralda for your questions. Your questions were really incredible, and I think a lot of listeners will find this episode helpful. I'll see you guys next week. Hasta luego. Ciao. This is a production of iHeartRadio and the My Cultura Podcast Network. Follow us on Instagram at My Cultura Podcast and follow me, Chiquis, that's CHIQUIS. For more podcasts from iHeart, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.